Hi everyone, this is Cindy, Create the Heart, and I'm back with the projects that I made during the Pinkfresh Create and Connect virtual workshop. Now, this was kind of a spontaneous thing. They sent me an email saying that they had a couple of kits left for anybody who wanted to last minute join in. And so I decided to go ahead and do it. I kind of think I was high on my La La Land crafts event, my card making event that I went to. And so I just really wanted to do another workshop. I don't really buy tons of Pinkfresh Studio. They seem to focus really on florals, and I love florals. I love them. I'm attracted to them and like clothing and other things. But in terms of crafting, if you've been watching my channel, I usually like creating more with animals and like my La La Land crafts, little girls. And so I've always wanted to try their stuff because they have a lot of these coordinating products where you have the stamp, the die, sometimes the washi, and a stencil, and they all coordinate together. And so it was just a really good opportunity to use the stuff. So for day one, we did 3 projects. I think there was 3 classes, and each class had 2 projects, and then each class also had a make and take. So you basically made 3 projects with each of that suite of products. And so then you have these add-on ones that came in the kit that were used throughout the 2 days. So they would be these, which I really loved. These are these gemstones, which I think they're very similar to the Tailored Expressions gems. I don't know what they call them, something else, but I used these in a lot of projects. And this, like, they call it a gazebo die, but I kept thinking of it as a birdhouse, but it's actually a gazebo. And so that one was used here and there. And then this sentiment stamp set, which was used quite a bit. I want to say quite a bit. I did use a couple of things on different projects. This one was used quite a bit. This is a mini slimline frame die. So there's a smaller one and then like a bigger one. You can layer them if you want. And then this die, which I used quite a bit actually, and really ending up liking this one a lot. Ornate circle. So this kind of makes an impression in your paper along with it cuts out the circle. And then this piece cuts this whole thing out. So if you wanted to, you could just die into your card front and not actually cut it out if you don't want to do that. But there's that. And then this, I was on scrapbook.com, and this is like sold out, or ones that are like these. I guess these are very popular. They're die cut sentiments, and they're foiled, and there's all different ones in here. Very sort of general. I think it's this light that's. Maybe it's this light. Maybe it's that one. Okay, so sorry about that, but I think these are really great. These are keep smiling, thinking of you, they're happy birthday, thank you. They're very general sentiments. And then we also used this coordinating. It's a hot foil plate. I guess it goes with a suite of product that they have. It's called the Geo Arch. And we actually did not hot foil this. So it's amazing because I have a hot foil plate if I want to hot foil something. But we did dry embossing, which I'd never really done. And I know that you could do them with these plates. I just never did them. And so we did a lot of hot foiling, and I loved the look of it. So it's kind of like embossing basically, but with these plates. So all of that are used throughout. So the very first class that we did, I was very excited to do this class because, first of all, the product that they gave us was top notch. We got this stamp set, which is Whimsical Blooms, along with the die. Good sneak peek at the project there. And the stencils, which I don't know how many stencils there are in this. Might be, I wonder if it says. I don't know how many stencils. If there's like 5, maybe 6. I don't know. Some of them have 5 or 6. And then the washi. And so the die cuts out the washi. So it's amazing. I've always wanted to use their washi along with their dies. I just never have. So I did get to use that. So that's exciting. I was excited about that. So these are the projects for the class. So they did a really great job at making sure sort of everything coordinated. So you didn't need lots of things. I don't have any of their inks, so I just make do with things that were similar to what they had. And then everything that they emboss would be gold embossed, mostly. I think I did one white embossing, but everything was gold embossed for the most part. And then you can see the gemstones. So in this card right here, it's a mini slimline. And we use that frame die, and then we dry embossed with that Geo Arch. I don't know if you can see it there in my lighting. And so what we did is we took the washi, we put it on white cardstock, and then we used the die to cut it out, and it cut a bunch of flowers out. So cut all of this out. This is like one giant die, which I love also. It's awesome. It's one giant die that it passes through, and you can cut all this stuff. So I cut all of these with that. I used pretty thick cardstock, 100 pound, I think. And then you just placed it. I think we cut the big flowers, what happens with that one. And just put it down, and then dry emboss the Lots of Love, which came in this. So in the die set, it cuts the whole, so this is one giant stamp, and then this is one giant die, but it also came with the Lots of Love die. And what I really liked about it is Tailored Expressions, their sentiment die cuts exactly the word, like there's no white space around it. I really liked the fact that this has white space around when you stamp it. It has white space. I like that matte, the natural matte that you get. So I really liked that. That was really nice. And then I just used the gems. So this card, now I would not, this was way too layered for me. I like a little bit of dimension. This was a little much because it was really hard to get it to stay down because it was just two-dimensional, I guess. So if I was to make this card or something similar again, I would not prop up this frame. The mini frame is underneath here. I would not prop that up. I would make that flat and then prop up other things. I probably would, because it made it very hard to put this down. So basically this one, we cut that ornate die out and cut it in half. So half is at the top, half is at the bottom, and then it's inked. This one's inked with yellow. You can see some of the orange right there, and orange. And then the flowers, this is that big stamp set. It's stamped, and then we use the stencils on it. And I really, really liked that. It just was really nice. So then we cut it all out, and then we kind of placed it just like how you see here. So amazing. And then, so the Make and Take wanted you to put the washi back in and then cut it all out. But I just didn't want a whole bunch of little washi. I still have like a washi flower or two on my desk, but I didn't want a whole bunch more of the washi flowers everywhere because I just didn't. So this is actually made from scraps from the two cards. So it's in the same style as the Make and Take, exactly, only this piece is using the leftover flowers from this card. And then this is leftover from this one. And that way I used my scraps. And so it uses the dry embossing technique with the Geo Arch hot foil plate. And then I just use those leftover flowers right here in each corner. And then I use some gems. And then I use a sentiment from the sentiment pack that we got. And I love all three cards. They're amazing. They really came out really beautiful. And they were not hard to do, which I loved. The one thing I can say about the workshops are how much I appreciate the workshops that I do where they cut everything out for you ahead of time, because the cutting for all of this was a lot. So it was pretty exhausting, kind of an everyday, like an all day affair on Friday to get ready for it. And then I still like didn't cut enough stuff for different projects. And so I had to cut more card bases. I had to cut more frames. And so it was a lot. So how much I appreciate going to workshops that give you everything cut ahead of time. It is a huge time saver, and kind of worth it, to be honest. But this kit definitely was worth the money, because I'll show you everything that we made, and you'll get to see all the product again, because I did do an unboxing, but you'll really get a really good look at everything that came in that kit. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy Crane with the Heart.